I want to give you like a little bit of time. Could you give me your best argument on why the Earth is flat with like out interruption? Just say that somebody catches this video, and they're like me. They're on the fence. What would you? How would you lay it out for them? Just with no interruptions.
It's a good question. I mean, I used to be somebody that thought that we needed to push this on everybody, and now I just see it as the truth isn't for everyone. I think that the truth is something you have to be searching for, you have to be seeking in order to find it. So there's a lot of people that are just against it. So I'm not really into convincing anyone. If somebody wants to believe that they're spinning on a giant rock in outer space, if they want to think that we live in some sort of infinite galaxy with many other planets and suns, and the stars that we see are trillions of miles away, and that we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour and don't feel it, and we're going around the sun, which is 867,000 miles wide, and we're going around that at 66,600 miles per hour. If you want to believe that, be my guest. If you want to believe that us with the sun are going around the Milky Way galaxy at 480,000 miles per hour, go right ahead. If you want to believe that us, the sun, the Milky Way galaxy are all going around the Great Attractor, if you want to believe in a Great Attractor, be my guest. We're going around that at about 1.8 million miles per hour. So, it's not my job to convince you of what is true and what isn't. Nobody's convinced you that what I just said was true, yet you jumped on that and are all for spinning and flying through space, and it's just so magical. And these scientists, they know so much. They know the age of the Earth. They can just date the rocks and figure it all out. They know evolution and how that all worked out. It just so happens that no more things are evolving, or we're not getting any new species now. But, back in the day, they were, happening all the time. Dinosaurs were here 67 million years ago. And then they got wiped out by the giant asteroid that we need to be scared of because it could be here any day. And then after the dinosaurs were wiped out, there wouldn't have been an animal of any kind of size left, maybe a badger size. So you figure that badger-sized animal evolved into human beings within just 67 million years. So really the entire science story is quite magical. These gas giant planets, we got Jupiter 100 times the size of the Earth, and just amazing the stuff that they've discovered out there in space. And, we've got Elon Musk right now who can barely land a tin can, right? He's trying to land this tin can thing that he's got, I don't know, Star Hopper or something it's called, and everybody thinks he's the savior of the world because he can almost land this can. He landed it recently, but then it blew up 5 minutes later. And you have to remember, he's sending that tin can 5 miles into the sky and bringing it back and trying to land it on Earth, and he can't do it. It keeps blowing up. However, 60 years ago, we sent men inside of a tin can, not 5 miles in the air, but many miles in the air, like 250, 300 miles in the air. And then those men joined an orbit around the Earth, and then they blasted off towards the moon, 250,000 miles away. They got there in a strange land with different gravity, no atmosphere, and landed their little craft on the first try. They just moseyed on down, and, contact light, we got 5, we're right here, and they just landed in Houston. We made it, we're here, and we got out, and we had fun, we set up cameras, we called the president, did a little dance around there, broke out a car and drove that around the moon, and we had all kinds of fun, played golf, did the Galileo dropping the 2-item test. So just amazing science. And then they got in that craft, the same craft that just landed. They got in it and took off again to reconnect with the orbiting craft, and then come all together back to the Earth, get back in orbit, and then drop into the ocean. So magical what we were able to do 60 years ago. And yet today, Elon Musk can't launch something 5 miles in the air and have it come back and land. And people think he's the savior of the world. So people are just dumb. People are too stupid to wake up to the lies that have been told. They love to ask questions like, why? Well, why would they lie? Or, that kind of nonsense. Or they like to say that too many people would be in on it. Or they have all these different excuses. And that's fine. They can stay asleep for as long as they want. They can believe in things that aren't true. They can just believe that we're spinning and flying through space. So, all the distances and the speeds I just gave you, if those were multiplied by 1 million or 1 billion, it shouldn't change your opinion that we still live on a spinning water ball, because it doesn't matter what speed they say, we just don't feel it. We're just flying through the magical vacuum of space where nothing impedes our journey, and we can fly 1.8 million miles per hour. Nobody ever feels it. So if all of a sudden they came back tomorrow and said, oh, actually, we're traveling 19 trillion miles per hour, all of us would just have to say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am, whatever you say. How do I get an A on this test? I just have to repeat that nonsense. So that's really what it's come to in this world. And I'm not into convincing anybody that wants to believe in the globe that they don't live there. If that's what somebody wants, if that's if that's what feels right to them, if that's what matches their senses, go right ahead.
Yeah.